cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into today's episode of the Top Cut Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. My name is Sunny. I am the host. I am here with my co-host, Caleb.
Hey.
And our recurring guest at this point, I don't know, you're here a lot, the giant avian individual. What's going on, Skyhawk?
Not much. I feel like at this point I'm a lot less of a guest and a lot more of a squatter. So you might have to build a birdhouse outside the podcast.
Well, it's like when people that watch like news stations a lot, they'll bring on the same guest analysts all the time.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like that.
Yeah. It's the bird watcher that your local news station calls up once.
Yes. That's exactly what we needed to hear. All right, so before we get too far in, we have to do obviously we have to thank all of our patrons. I don't know why I thank you people. You just make me say stupid things every time.
It's the best part.
You know, I have had people tell me that is one of their favorite parts of the podcast, and I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult.
It's both.
We're here. All right, so a huge thank you to Soulless, Cam Yang, Austin Johnson, Kane Martin, Gate Guardian Support, HGH Cyber, Madam Vera's Smugness, Marshawn Jones, Zyphorus is a Furious, AD, Anthony Leela, Blackwing Silverwind the Ascendant is a Floodgate, Branded Fart, Damian Zink, Dank Nugs, Earth Machine Best Deck, I am McLincoln, if I'm so cheesy then I must be all-American, Mountain Man, Oatmeal Spaghetti, Owen Alvarado, Pig, Rabina Go Chirp Chirp, or Rudolph, the Hoover Dam is a Floodgate, Tin Dangle D's Nuts, haha, got him. I knew that one was going to make you laugh. I knew it.
God. Continue. I'm sorry.
Unbanned number 95, Konami. Understanding and reading are two different things. Virtually Savior's World, Zingis Khan, Aaron Gardner, Appaloosa, Floodgate of the Goddess. Appaloosa is the one true Floodgate. Asami, Dragon, Maidenless Behavior. Eldritch, the Drip Lord, with drip in all caps. Maxi Solves Combo, Mystic Mind Duelist, Nordic Best Deck, Old Man Red. One Piece is mid. Oh, okay. All right, let's all slow down and take a deep breath.
Incredibly base take.
I can kick you from this recording, you know that, right?
I am simply repeating what the people have said.
I'm reading it, you're just laughing at me. Like yes, everybody else here. Okay, pin code 143, Ray Powell, Shockmaster did nothing wrong, Slaking it up, and Stank Taters.
The Hoover Dam is a floodgate. I must acknowledge it is a floodgate. That is by far the best patron name I've heard so far. Incredible.
I don't know if it's the best. It's definitely the most accurate.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
For me, it's in a three-way tie with Tin Dangle These Nuts, haha, got him, and Dragon Maidenless Behavior.
Dragon Maidenless Behavior, I gotta say, that's up there. That the first time I saw that, I thought I was gonna die. That's... Oh, I can't even with you people. All right, so I don't know if I can say thank you to all of the patrons. Thank you to most of you, I guess.
I will say thank you to all of them.
Very good, Caleb.
Every single one of y'all. It's great.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
Listen. I really like One Piece. It's actually in my top 5 favorite animes.
And yet, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, also, we want to thank, of course, the wonderful, the one and only Dragon Shield for sponsoring the podcast. Dragon Shield is one of the largest TCG accessory manufacturers in the world. And they make amazing sleeves, deck boxes, binders, playmats, all of the wonderful things to protect the cards that you spend so much of your hard-earned money on. So, if you want to purchase some Dragon Shield products, you can usually find them at your local game store, or if you want to order them online, we do have a we have a Dragon Shield affiliate link in the description down below. Also a TCG Player one if you're buying cards on TCG Player. Anyway, also, if you want to check out more Dragon Shield related things, they have a really, really cool app that you can get on both iPhone and Android, I think. And the app lets you scan a Yu-Gi-Oh card, and it will let you price it, add it to your collection, things like that. Also has cool functionality to let you it tracks the most rising and falling cards, like in terms of their value. So if you have a card that, say, you weren't expecting it to be expensive and you go on the rising and it's gone from $3 to $30, it will be in the rising charts. So it helps you keep track of when buyouts are happening and when you need to capitalize and, get money. So it's a very cool app. They have an app just like it for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon. I think they just added one for Flesh and Blood.
Ooh!
Yes, so if you are listening to this, it is not too late. Well, if you're listening to this Friday, it's not too late. I'm going to be ending. We have a giveaway going on our Twitter where we're giving away 5 premium subscriptions to that app. It's free to use, but they're going to give us 5 premium accounts for 1 year. So if you go and like and retweet the tweet, the giveaway tweet, we're going to pick 5 winners probably tomorrow or the next day. So
yeah, within the next couple of days.
Right. The giveaway's already been going for a day or two, but I want to really give everybody a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
And a huge thank you to Millennium Threads also for sponsoring the podcast. Millennium Threads is a really cool Etsy store where you can find all kinds of Yu-Gi-Oh! Related merchandise, such as hoodies and hats, bucket hats, things like that, or ball caps. Great stuff. We absolutely recommend that you check them out. All right. Let's get on into the meat of today's episode, because we've been going for a few minutes now and just being general idiots instead of actually discussing today's news.
We got a game to talk about, boys.
Hey, so let's start off with something that is just a little bit of quick play news. We did get an announcement today for the 2023 Speed Duel GX box. So this is pretty cool. Caleb, I would really like you to read the actual announcement.
Oh, yeah, sure. Which one? The top one or the bottom one? Because I think they're like...
Top one.
Okay, because I think the bottom one is literally the exact same information, but like expanded a little bit more.
Yeah, I think just go top, honestly. Okay. But this is...
We'll take the high road, take the low road.
This is a cool product, and I know that Speed Duel players have to be over the moon getting 3 products in about a year.
Oh, yeah, because wasn't there rumors that they were going to cancel Speed Duels?
Yes, there was. I heard rumors from people that I'll just say are very, very well informed on what's going to happen.
All right, so this new product, the 2023 Speed Duel GX box. Shadows loom large of the Duel Academy in the new 2023 Speed Duel GX box. The Shadow Riders have descended upon Speed Duel and joined forces with other villainous characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX anime series to cause mayhem and unleash the mighty sacred beasts. This box set is designed to allow up to 8 players to jump into their own dynamic gameplay experience with 8 pre-constructed decks along with a selection of other cards that can be used to customize them. Here are a few things that you can look forward to in the next box. 8 pre-constructed with new skill decks with new skill cards that will introduce villainous characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Animated series to Speed Duel. Torment your opponents with Titans, Chess Archfiends, cool deck, cool concept of the deck anyway.
Right.
Solve the mysteries of alchemy with Omniel, that's like Macrocosmos and like Helios, Duo Estros or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, really cool. Or even Reign Supreme with the Supreme King's Evil Heroes. So basically we got new skill cards that let you look at older Speed Duel cards in new light. Try your hand at assembling Detective Zalug's Dark Scorpion deck.
I'm here for that.
Duel in style with secret rare versions of popular cards. Whoop, hit my microphone there. Including the 3 Sacred Beasts. And more! Each 2023 Speed Duel GX box contains 228 cards. All compatible with the Speed Duel formats. 200 commons, 20 skills, 8 of 24 secret rare cards. To use a card in Speed Duel, must have the Speed Duel symbol, blah blah blah. Name and content subject to change.
Detective Zalug's Dark Scorpions.
I'm down for that one. I'm so in on that. It's not.
Yes, because for whatever reason they decided that Don Zalug was just some dude.
It was just a guy.
Just some dude. Now, when I say just Don Zalug, I mean the card Don Zalug. It was just like what he was wearing, but with like a detective coat on top of it in a trilby.
Trilby? You mean a fedora?
No, trilby.
Oh, is that a different kind of hat?
Yes, it is. Trilbies are very commonly mistaken 4 fedoras.
Got it, a fedora.
It's not a fedora, it's a trilby. It's a different kind of hat. Anywho, and he shows up and is like, I'm a detective.
While wearing his fedora.
And then it's like, no, you're not. You're Don Salute of the Dark Scorpions, who are in canon, from what I remember, just a card archetype like it is now.
Yep, they're just dudes. I don't know. I think this release is cool. I love that they're like, we're keeping speed duels alive, but like the boxes were so bad. Like the actual booster boxes were just god awful products. So
right.
having it be like this single product you get that just releases like once every 8 to 12 months to update the format, I think is really sick.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. And I think what's even cooler is the little mini box that comes out like 7 months in, like the Paradox box is coming out here in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, the format does not change like meta does, where you're getting a new release at least like once a month. But the really cool thing, though, is that you are still getting those updates where you can still play the game and play the format. And you get an update every 6 or 7 months.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, that does mean that, yes, speed duel formats last 6 or 7 months. But also that means you get 6 or 7 months to play with your deck before you have to change it because the meta's changing.
Right.
So you got some pros, you got some cons.
I think speed duel is a pretty cool format, though, if I'm being completely honest.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right, let's move on. We have a lot of new cards to talk about. I mean, we have like a lot of new cards to talk about.
Yeah.
So I think that we're going to kind of blow through these. Do we want to take turns? I'll go first, Caleb second, Skyhawk third.
Sure, yeah. You could say we'll be speed reading these cards.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Wait, so who's going first? Me?
Me, then you.
Okay, got it.
Just remember that you come after me, and Skyhawk, you remember that you come after Caleb, and I'll remember that I come after Skyhawk, and we won't get mixed up again.
We're professional.
Right.
Yeah, last time we got really mixed up.
I was just gonna bring that up. We
last time
didn't do a good job of that last time.
I'm just gonna remember that we're going counterclockwise. I don't know how you're gonna figure that out. It's easy for me. Alright, so we're going to start with Valiant's Vacating Solo Activation. Normal spell. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. 1. Place 1 Valiant Pendulum monster from your deck in your Pendulum zone. 2. If there is a card in the field zone, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Then target 1 Valiant monster in your main monster zone. Move it to an adjacent horizontally monster zone. So it's just another way to move around your Valiant monsters.
It's more Senate Switch.
Pretty much.
It is literally just more Senate Switch.
Yeah. And also searches one, basically.
Next up, we have a card for an archetype that I'm looking forward to, Lady of the Labyrinth. Or in Japanese, Silver Princess of the Labyrinth Castle. Level 8 Dark Fiend, 3000 attack, 2900 defense. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's name each once per turn.
And I think all of these cards are coming from Darkwing Blast, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yep.
1. If a Labyrinth card's effect, except Lady of the Labyrinth, or a normal trap card activated previously this turn, quick effecting special on this card from your hand defense position. That's pretty good. 2. While you control a set card, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, and it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. Okay, DP, eat your heart out. Kind of late for that, though. 3. When a normal trap is activated, quick effect, you can set a normal trap with a different name directly from your deck. Note what?
Insane. This card is insane.
Oh, yeah. To be fair, it's not just the I'm just going to activate my ignition effect and go +4 immediately. But, like that.
Rescue Ace guy.
Yeah, but still pretty good. No, when we mean normal trap card here, we're not talking about the activation normal trap effects, such as Breakthrough Skill in the graveyard, or those of equipped traps. This is a normal trap card flipping face up.
Alright.
This is a cool push, yeah.
What's the next card that'll help the deck?
Yep.
What's the next card?
We have the Dark World stuff.
World cards. I don't have the lists you guys have up.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have sent it to you.
Oh yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah, if we want to emergency retcon the Dark World cards. Oh no, I've got it on the YGORG. We're good.
Oh well, too late. I already sent you the link, and you can't stop me.
Okay, cool. So the first one we got Genta, Gateman of Dark World. It's a Dark Fiend effect monster, level 4, 1000 attack, 1800 defense. You can only special summon Genta, Gatekeeper of the Dark World, once per turn. So if you can somehow summon 2 at once, cool. 1. You can discard this card to the graveyard. Add 1, the Gates of Dark World, from your deck to your hand. Oh, that's sick. 2.
Yeah.
If this card becomes finished and you control a Dark World card, you can special summon this card. And the Gates of Dark World is a Dark World card.
Yep.
Oh, this is sick.
This is pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait till you get to the continuous spell.
It's the field spell.
No.
No, there's
Just keep going.
Yeah, there's new continuous spell.
No, wait, this is mine. Hold on, wait, I'm sorry.
No, you get
No, I get this one. You get the field. You get the continuous.
Yeah.
You wanted it that way.
Yes, I wanted to talk about the continuous. It's so cool.
Pearl, Hermit of Dark World. Dark Fiend effect level 1, 300 attack, 100 defense. You can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. 1. If this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target 1 Dark World monster in your graveyard except Pearl, Hermit of Dark World. Special summon it to either field. Then, if this card was discarded by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one of your Fiend monsters that is banished in your hand or in your graveyard to either field. That's fine.
It lets you stick your cerulees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that continuous spell I was talking about.
Here we go.
Dark World Life. It's insane. Dark World Library. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. 1. During your main phase, you can discard a Dark World monster. And if you do, all Dark World monsters you currently control gain attack equal to the discarded monster's level times 100 at the end of this turn. That's insane. If you don't know how, we'll explain in just a second. 2. If your monsters whose original type is Fiend is discarded by the effect of a Dark World card or an opponent's card, even during the damage step, you can discard 1 card, then draw 2. So.
Wait, is it just draw 2 or draw 2, discard 1?
It's discard 1, draw 2.
Oh, discard, then draw 2. This card's insane.
So it's bonkers.
Well, first off, no one cares about the attack buff. It's the non-cost of discarding a Dark World monster, getting their effect off, in addition to the attack buff.
And then it lets you use itself to chain block the card you just discarded.
Or even better, you can activate the first effect, discard Grapha, everything gets I don't remember if he's level 7 or 800 attack. And then Chainlink 1 will be the Dark World Library's second effect to discard 1, draw 2.
Mm-hmm.
Chainlink 2 being Grapha to pop a card.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You can chain block with it.
Yeah, it's insane. And then during your opponent's turn, if you get the fusion where you can just make your opponent's card effect become discard a card, it's if you discard a Fiend, activate this again, discard 1, draw 2.
This card's legitimately insane.
Yeah, this is because you can do it on both players' turns, especially because the fusion spell's a quick play, right? So on your turn, going first, you set this up, you do the discard 1, draw 2 to trigger 3 effects. On your opponent's turn, you trigger this, and you can hold the discard as an extra form of disruption after fusion summoning the big new dingus. This card absolutely rocks.
Am I crazy, or are Dark World's going to be legitimately really good? Tier 1 really good?
I feel like Tier Element Dark World could be pretty messed up.
Ooh.
I still think Danger Dark World is going to be a legitimate deck.
That's true.
Yeah. Maybe Danger Tier Element Dark World.
Oh, now we're getting to 60 card deck territory.
Again.
Just throw Eldritch in there and it's a perfect pile deck.
True.
And
all right, what do we got? What do we got next?
Mysterious Meteorologic Aggregator. I don't know, this one's your Skyhawk.
Oh, okay. That is funny because this is actually Remember Fluffle. Hold on.
Oh no! It's a Fluffle card!
Fine. Technically it is.
Evil Swarm card, but it's a Fluffle card.
There's a funny thing about its typing.
I absolutely have this. Yep, I got it. So the name is Meteorologic Aggregator. It's a rank 9 Dark Cyber Succeeds effect monster with 2600 attack and 3000 defense. Materials are 2+ level 9 monsters, and you can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. 1. If this card is Xyz summoned, you can send 1 monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. I love Foolish. 2. You can target monsters in your graveyard up to the number of materials attached to this card. Detach materials from this card equal to the number targeted, and if you do, attach the targeted monsters to this card's material. 3. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up card on the field. Negate its effects until the end of the turn. This is very strange, but I feel like it will find a home. This can do stuff like loop Herald of the Arclight activations. It can loop other entity Entis activations.
Yeah.
If you link it off with something like IP, it's an additional imperm on top of your unicorn discard. It's specific, but I think this will find a home.
Probably.
I also think that its effect where it just kind of detaches and then just reattaches new material is hilarious.
It's very stupid. I don't why do they do this? It's really cool, but somebody smarter than I am is gonna have to figure this out.
Literally any card that gets that gets an effect off when it is sent to the graveyard.
Yeah, you just sit there and keep every other turn. Flip, boop, boop, boop.
Yeah. That's crazy. Alright, next we have news reporter from the Underworld. So, breaking news, we have a new waifu. Alright, so
along with Tour Guide and
Turbus.
Tour Guide, Turbus, and
Beat Cop.
Yeah,
Cop.
that's it, Beat Cop. Alright, news reporter from the Underworld, Dark Fiend, Link, Effect Monster, 1000 attack, Link 2, arrows are left and down. 2 effect monsters, you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn, cannot be used as Link material the turn it was Link summoned. 1, if a monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you contribute 1 Fiend monster instead. You can target 1 Fiend monster in your graveyard, except news reporter from the Underworld. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except Fiend monsters. Also, discard 1 card, and if you do, special summon that monster. This is literally more Dark World support.
Yep.
I will say,
I sat here the night that this released thinking, this card's really bad. And now that I just read the new Dark World cards, this card is literally a Dark World card. That's crazy and funny.
It has one downside, not being able to use it as Link material is fine, but you have so many ways to clear this.
Yeah.
I will say, the funny thing is that this is also really good Infernity support. Being a Fiend Link 2 that lets you pitch cards from your hand is actually quite strong in the deck that wants to have no cards in its hand. It's not like it's going to do anything, but it actually is good for Infernity.
Yes. Infernity, the original artifact deck.
Actually, real quick, I just came up with actually a really cool use for this, and specifically Dark World. And since Dark Worlds have a whole lot of effects, a lot of monsters that special themselves when they're discarded, you can get 4 on field, you make her, get the discard effect, blah, blah, blah. Use the other 2 to make IP Masquerena pass, and then during your opponent's turn, Link,
she cannot be used as Link material.
The turn she is summoned.
Oh!
So then during your opponent's turn, the turn is Link summoned. Then during your opponent's turn, you can just make a 2 negate Abo.
Right. On
top of your Graphopop and the
fusion.
The fusion pseudo negate.
And whatever hand traps you draw off of drawing 4 cards off of your continuous spell.
Right.
Exactly.
Dark World. It's going to be really good. Surprisingly scary good.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we have some Reddit cards. Caleb, do you have the link pulled up? You ready to go?
Give me 1 second. I'm pulling up the link now.
Come on, Caleb. We got to be on top of these things. If you don't respond, then I was just being mean. I see how it is.
I got...
That's the loudest I've ever seen you silently chuckle in my life.
I got them up. That's true.
Where's the link at?
In the Discord chat.
I put it in the thing, the recording studio open chat.
Okay, there you go.
It's a new feature on Discord that none of us are used to it yet.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, the first one should be the Kudo Spirit, if you see it in the comments.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so we have Kudo Spirit, Hanshi, Wind Level 5 Warrior, Pendulum Spirit effect. Jesus! Why is this thing also not a tuner and a flip monster while we're at it? 2400 attack, 1000 fence, Pendulum effect. When a monster is Pendulum summoned, return this card to its owner's hand. Monster effect. If this card is normal summon, you return 1 card in your Pendulum zone and every card in its column to the owner's hand, and then you can add a 24 1000 monster from your deck to your hand other than Kyoto Shirt Hanshi. During the turn in which this card is summoned or flipped face up, return to the owner's hand. So this
Wait. Is this the first spirit monster to not have this card cannot be special summoned?
Yes. Because then you wouldn't be able to pendulum summon it.
Right.
That is incorrect. This is actually a part of like a mini series of cards that are like pendulum series. The most popular one would probably be Kaiden. I think it's Kaiden Denko Spirit or something. It did see play in the TCG like 2017, 2018-ish. And it's like a weird mini series of like pendulum spirit monsters that bounce themselves and bounce cards your opponent controls and do weird stuff. However, the most important thing about this card is that it searches Terror King Salmon.
Oh no!
Oh yeah. It searches. It searches Monarch.
No,
Inferno Queen Salmon.
Yeah. No, so you normal summon this, right? You add Vanity's Fiend, and then you pendulum summon Vanity's Fiend. That's what this card is.
I think that Konami is listening to our episodes that you just have. And they're like, quick, another one. Another one. Anyway.
That's what happens.
Why are y'all getting all of the cool ones? All right, Skyhawk, it's up to you.
Oh, that's true. I guess it's me. I mean, you'll get a cool one after this. So this is maybe
this one, and you'd rather the other one.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. If you'd like to do this one, I'll do the other one.
Yeah. Samsara Calico Cat, the Dark Level 3 Zombie Synchro Tuner Effect Monster. Again, why don't we just make it a flip monster while we're at it? 1600 attack, 1200 defense, 1 tuner, 1 or more non-tuner monsters. Well, considering it's level 3, that would be a lot of level 1s. You can only use each effect of Samsara Calico Cat once per turn. 1 during your opponent's main phase. You can quick effect immediately after this effect resolves. Synchro summon using monsters you control, including this card. Okay, kind of like Formula Synchron. That's cool.
It's a level 3 formula.
Yeah. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one other Synchro monster in your graveyard. Return it to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Yo!
With like a pseudo plague spreader effect?
Yo!
That's nasty. This card is actually so sick.
Sick! Oh, Hauki Fibrax is so dead.
Yeah, and in the zombie synchro deck, this card is really, really, really cool. Because, for example, if your opponent removes Zombie World now, for example, this is now still a way to trigger Baylor Drock on your opponent's turn. There aren't that many zombie quick effects that can be activated anytime you want. There's a lot of other really cool interactions with this. You can do stuff like recycle your Immortal Dragon, do like crazy punk zombie synchro plays. You will see this card see play. This card is really strong.
This is sick.
Yep. Speaking of sick, this card is slightly less good, but much funnier. This is Clown Bird Ruffin Puffin. It is a dark level 4 winged beast effect monster with 1,000 attack and 1,700 defense. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. 1. If there are face-up spell or trap cards on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. 2. Tribute 1 winged beast monster you control, and target 1 face-up spell or trap card on the field. Return that card to its owner's hand. You cannot activate this card, or any card with the same name, returned to the hand by this effect. Okay, we're stopping us from looping our own cards, that's cool. If you control only winged beast monsters, this becomes a quick effect.
Interesting.
So this is like a floodgate out / extender / disruption?
For black,
it's like, yeah, it's like very low value, but being a dark winged beast means it could see play in a lot of like the bird piles, Raid Raptor, Blackwing. You could probably play this in Lyrilisk, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
because they have a continuous spell you could play. So, and I mean, Black Whirlwind is a continuous spell, and this just becomes a free extender that also outs Floodgates.
Right.
This tributes for cost, so it's an out for skill drain.
Right.
It's not like insane, but I think there's a universe where someone plays this.
All right. Next up, we have Death Tune GT19. I love
this. Is a Caleb card.
Fire level 3 machine flip tuner effect. 500 defense. All of these tags. You can only use one effect.
Hey, we got the flip monster though.
Yeah. You can only use one effect per turn, and only once that turn. 1. Flip. You can declare a level from 1 to 9. This card's level becomes the declared level. 2. During the main phase, while you control this face-up card that was flipped face-up, quick effect, you can target one other face-up monster on the field. Immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon using only this card and that monster.
Yo, this is so funny and powerful if it actually gets that far.
Well, I mean, because you can...
This is so interesting.
Well, I mean, because if your opponent, like, has a monster on board and you have a way to flip this thing face-up...
Set 1 pass, baby. We're back.
Yeah.
We're back to the T-set
Yeah,
pass.
like-
Let's go.
If you just have this on field, you can quick synchro one of your opponent's monsters away. It's like the speed red card, but this is like generic.
Yeah, but you also have to flip... It also has to be flip face-up.
It just registered me that you can synchro summon
no,
using
you-
your opponent's monster.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so actually, Caleb, I think you're reading this wrong. It's one effect per turn. Once that turn, the flip effect is to modulate the level.
Mhm.
But the number 2 effect, you don't have to flip summon to activate it. It's just during the main phase while you control. Oh, that was flip face up. I'm an idiot. Caleb was right. Yep.
You are an idiot.
Yeah, so you can either
Disregard.
flip and level modulate, or you can quit synchro with your opponent's monster.
I'm going to be honest, they could have used both of these effects once per turn. It would have been fine.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
Yeah, especially because you have to flip this thing face up to get the second effect.
Actually,
Caleb.
the card would be broken in the new Ninja deck. All right, moving on.
Good point.
Psycho Rover, Dark Level 2 Psychic Effect Monster, 0 attack, 700 defense. 1. If this card is synchro summoned, you can roll 1 die. If you roll a 1 or 6, destroy up to 2 cards on the field. 2. If this card is sent to your graveyard, you can roll 1 die. If you roll a 2 to 5, special summon this card. As long as this card, special summon with this effect, is face up in a monster zone, you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck. This is the first miss, I think.
This seems pretty bad.
Alright, this is the actual pack filler. All the other ones we said we may have said we're going to be pack filler, but they're actually really good. This is actual pack filler.
Yeah, that's awful. Why would you summon this thing?
Take it away, Skyhawk.
Unironically, it's just like worse than Snipe Hunter. Anyway, Hidden City Calamity, which is a continuous spell. This is a reference to the Hidden City, the Subterra field spell, but it doesn't look like it's a Subterra card.
Oh wait, I'm just going to say, this Psycho Rover card would be so good in the format like right after Goat format. Like
Yeah.
format. It'd be so
Okay,
good.
yeah.
Monarch best deck. Continue.
You can't fusion summon. Oh no.
Exactly.
Anyway, continuous spell, Hidden City Calamity. 1. Face down monsters you control cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. 2. As long as this card is in a spell or trap zone, monsters you control that are flipped face up when this card was face up on the field gain 1500 attack and defense. Oh my god. 3. If this card in your spell and trap card zone is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you can target one monster in your graveyard, special summon that monster face down. It's weird. This is good, but it doesn't, like, do anything. So I don't know if it would be worth playing.
I mean, that second effect is just wetlands again.
Yeah, it's just like, cool, my guru is 3100. I could already do that with the trap card. I don't know.
Right.
It seems kind of bad.
Yeah.
Next we have Demon's Contract. Normal trap, you can only activate 1 card. Wait, did I just skip you, Caleb?
No. You're next.
No.
See, here's where we are. See what I mean? Demon's Contract, normal trap. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. 1. This turn, neither player can special summon monsters with the same number or the same monster card type, Ritual Fusion, Synchro Xyz Link, and those of the monsters they already control. Also, if you do not control 2 or more monsters with the same card type, Ritual Fusion, Synchro Xyz, and Link monsters you currently control gain 500 attack. Interesting.
It's
D-barrier, but bad.
yeah. Well, okay, I would say it's D-barrier but fairer, and you can also call Link.
So,
Yeah.
D-barrier, ban, incoming. Got it.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Yep.
Yeah. Next up, we have Hoshaya no Tenga, I believe.
That's way better than I was just going to do.
Normal trap. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. 1. Reveal a ritual monster in your hand. Add a ritual monster with the same level, but a different name, as a reveal monster from your deck to your hand. 2. Banish the card from your graveyard and discard a ritual spell from your graveyard to your hand. This effect becomes the activated ritual summoning effect of that card.
Why? Why would you do this?
Wait. If I think what they mean by this effect becomes the activated ritual summoning effect, I think... Well, no, because then my thought goes, oh, it just lets you ritual summon whatever you could with it, but then without, like, doing the costs. But I'm like, well, no, that's dumb.
No, you still have to pay the cost.
Yeah. Why not activate the ritual spell?
Pack filler!
Wait.
It's bad, yeah.
There is exactly one instance where I can think of exactly 2 instances where this comes up.
Okay.
Anti-spell fragrance.
Oh my god.
And Imperial Order.
Yeah. We're citing this in ritual decks for anti-spell. I agree. Anyway.
That's how you get our actual floodgates, people.
Yeah. That's incredible. I don't know who made this. Anyway, the next one up. Wallow, the slave dragon of the Death Pioneer.
Oh, Jesus, it's so metal.
Dark rank 6 zombie Xyz effect monster. I'm not doing this voice.
Yo,
anymore.
rank 6, dog.
Rank 6 is cool. That means that this is indirectly vampire support.
I was waiting for Terra King Salmon support, and I was going to lose them.
Terra King Salmon is level 5. Thank you very much.
Okay.
2+ level 6 monsters. 1. This card gains 100 attack and defense for each card in your opponent's graveyard. That gets big real fast. 2. Quick effect. You can target one card in your opponent's graveyard, then detach a number of materials from this card to activate the following effect, depending on the number of materials detached. 1. Shuffle it into the deck. 2. If that card is a monster, special summon it to your field in face-up attack position, face-up defense position, or face-down defense position. If it is not, set it to your field. You can only use this effect of Wall of the Slave Dragon of the Death Pioneer once per turn. This is really cool. It's kind of like an inverse zombie vampire almost. It's similar, but it's not quite there.
Yo, hey, listen, I really hated that floodgate, but you know what would be funny? If I activated your floodgate.
Jeez.
Now that I don't need it anymore.
Rank 6, at rank 6, there's not that many, end board tools. Being a DD Crow is good, but also being able to, snatch a power spell seems legit. I don't think it's crazy, but this is, automatically one of the better rank 6s in the game.
For sure, just because it exists.
Yep.
Oh, man. I still think it'd be hilarious to out one of your opponents. Even funnier, out your opponent's zombie world, go through your stuff, and then activate their zombie world on your field.
Fun.
Oh,
all right, Sonny, you're up next.
We actually have Omerta Kalup. So, this is a Dark Level 4 Beast Warrior effect monster with 1400 attack and 1400 defense. Hey, it's a Gizmek. You can only use the second effect of this card once per turn. Or does it have to be a machine to be a Gizmek?
It has to be a machine. It also says Gizmek in the name.
Yeah. When this card is summoned, equip the top card of your deck to this card face down to your field. Wow. That increases the attack of the equipped monster by 500. 2. During each player's end phase, your opponent guesses what the face-down card equipped to this card is. Monster spell attack. If they guess right, send this card to the graveyard. If they guess wrong, discard one random card from your opponent's hand and return this card to its owner's hand.
What?
This is so funny, dumb, terrible, and amazing.
I love this. This is good.
I love you, Gale. Continue, Caleb.
Last card on this list. Permeated Bamboo Sword. Oh, new Bamboo Sword!
Bamboo Sword support is not what I was expecting in 2022.
Same. 1. The equipped monster gains 0 attack.
That's
2.
a Bamboo Sword.
2. When the equipped monster inflicts spell damage with a direct attack, you can destroy all monsters your opponent controls. 3. You can send this equipped card to the graveyard. Equip a bamboo equipped spell directly from your deck to a face-up monster on the field, except another copy of itself.
Just equip the Cursed Bamboo Sword from deck. I love FTK enablers. Really, they're just so cool.
Let's go.
Also, hold on. Fun would be hilarious is just summon any of the monsters that can attack directly. Your opponent's got a full board of stuff. Equip, attack direct, poke for a couple hundred, and then Board white.
Oh,
Yep.
wait. I literally just refreshed the page. There's a new card.
Oh, shoot.
It
All right,
literally...
It's all
It
you,
ju-
Skyhawk.
It just updated it. It is a dark level 8 plant effect synchro monster.
Oh, boy.
Spiritual...
It doesn't say synchro
Spe-
anyway,
Oh, no. Oh, it's not a synchro. Never mind. It's just a plant. I thought it was a synchro. Oops. A spiritual dark rider, swift returning horse. 100 attack, 2000 defense. 1. If this card is in the monster zone, send it to the graveyard. Except during the battle phase. 2.
What?
At the start of the battle phase, if this card is in the graveyard, you can send one plant monster from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard. Special summon this card. Then, you can special summon one monster from either graveyard to your field, but send all monsters summoned by this effect to the graveyard at the end of the battle phase. You can only use this effect to Spiritual Dark Rider, Swift Returning Horse once returned. I was excited about this, man. This is...
I was excited about this, man.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay, to be fair, going second, I could see this being cool, but like, if you're in a position where you're resolving this, you're already winning. Like,
Oh, for sure. Well, probably.
But, like,
There's funny things you can do where you can steal your opponent's monsters.
but only during the battle phase.
that's true.
Yeah. Oh. Can
Yeah.
Baron negate either players or only your opponent's effects? Because would it be possible to summon back your opponent's Baron, and then when this effect activates at the end of the battle phase, you can negate it with their Baron, and you keep their Baron?
Actually, the way this is worded, at the end phase,
Is that just resolution of the effect?
yeah, where it gets destroyed, and then
Yeah.
your main phase 2 is when the first effect would apply and it gets destroyed.
Well, the end of the battle phase before main phase 2, yeah. So no, you could not do the Barone blast.
The Barone Blast. Oh my
But
goodness.
you sell the Barone, attack for 3k, and then give it back to him.
And notably, there is still one card that has not yet been revealed, but we don't have it, so good luck.
We'll probably have that next episode.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to a quick ad read and then the next segment. So, of course, we want to thank ETB Games for sponsoring the podcast. ETB Games is, of course, our locals in Alexandria, Louisiana. They are a wonderful one-stop shop for all of your card game needs. They have everything that you need for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Digimon, whatever card game that you are playing and that you love. Of course, they have all of your deck boxes, sleeves, play mats, and singles and sealed products, all the things that you need for the games that you love. And you also absolutely want to check out the ETB Battle City days. I'll announce it on the podcast or let everybody know in the Discord server, something, when we know the exact date of the next one. But for sure, check out ETB Games. Their link is in the description down below. And if you're in the Louisiana area, I absolutely recommend you checking them out. So, with that said, let's get on into the next segment. So, we've been having a lot of discussions lately about the future of the podcast question of the day. So, I know that it is something that a lot of people really like. And I respect that. But the podcast can sometimes be a little bit time consuming to produce. Between recording, planning out what we're actually going to talk about,
Editing.
I was about to say, Caleb on the back end doing all of the editing work. And so this is a way for us to, well, I guess I should say what we're actually going to do. That time spent recording and everything, we wanted to take the podcast question of the day and transition it to something a little bit different where we can still be interactive with the community and with the viewers, but we were spending a lot of time trying to come up with questions because we were running out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Related questions without repeating, and we wanted to try to keep it Yu-Gi-Oh! Related. Sure, we could go off topic sometimes, but I don't think that people enjoyed that as much the one or two times that we did do it. And we kind of want to keep the podcast a little bit more Yu-Gi-Oh! Focused, because I think that there's a lot of nerd-centric podcasts out there, but that's kind of our unique niche thing, is that we focus solely and almost entirely on Yu-Gi-Oh! Sure, we might... What's the word I'm looking for? Diverge? No, digress. We might digress slightly every now and then, but we still want to try to keep the main topic as Yu-Gi-Oh! So with that said, we decided to transition the podcast question of the day into the listener mailbag. So this will be a recurring segment that we do, maybe every other episode, something like that. We might do it every episode, we don't know yet. Where we go through and take the burning questions of the listeners and answer them on the podcast. So there will be a channel in the Discord server, and I'll probably put up a Twitter post also every now and then. So just come into the mailbag channel and ask us your burning questions, and we will pick some of our favorites and answer them on the podcast. They don't necessarily have to be Yu-Gi-Oh! Related questions, but, you know, kind of try to steer in that direction if you can. So,
we're not saying we won't answer questions if they're not Yu-Gi-Oh! Related. But we're gonna, like, prioritize the Yu-Gi-Oh! Ones.
Or at least the good Yu-Gi-Oh! Ones.
Yeah.
If you ask me, is Appaloosa a floodgate, I'm just not gonna answer it.
Yeah.
So, it's not.
I was about to say, yeah, you should just totally ask if random other cards are floodgates.
Give them ideas! What are you thinking?
It's be funny.
Oh my god.
Oh, but no,
I thought we were friends.
In all seriousness, don't do that.
No, it's too late. It's happening.
Unless you're, like, genuinely curious on whether or not this an individual card constitutes a floodgate, because sometimes it's kind of fuzzy.
Like Appaloosa, except it's not fuzzy, because it's not a plug. Okay, anyway, so we got some great questions here. I think that, honestly, this first question just kind of rings really true to us, and I think it's one that we are probably more experienced to answer than maybe anybody else on the face of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have a question. What advice would you give to others wanting to start a Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast?
Ooh.
This is a wonderful question. The answer is, don't do it. This is our territory. What do you think you're doing, huh? No, in all seriousness, I love the idea of more Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcasts being started because, to me, it's similar to how Twitch really started exploding when they got more and more content creators there making the content. We were not the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast by any means.
And we won't be the last.
Absolutely. But the best thing that can happen for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcasting scene is that more and more and more people make these podcasts, because one singular podcast is not going to explode and be the only large podcast in the community. Realistically, when you have 2 or 3 or 4 really good, high-quality podcasts, then you end up with a bunch of people coming to the podcasting scene to listen, because they don't just have one episode every few days that they can listen to. They can kind of rotate the podcasts around and listen to different episodes different days. So more podcasts of a decent quality within the community is absolutely a wonderful thing. So if anybody's thinking about starting a Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast, I'd say go for it. I think it's a wonderful idea.
Yep. As far as actually starting, have a computer that can record, have a microphone of some kind, and... Now, when we say that...
Okay, keep in mind, I would not use the earbuds that came with your iPhone 5S.
Yes, you're going to want to get some actual microphones. I mean, the ones we're using were $25 a pop.
Yes, I think they're $27, and that's with a microphone and a stand.
Yeah, but but they're XLR to XLR, so you'd have to get like XLR to USB if you're by yourself.
They actually come with an XLR to microphone input cable with the microphone.
Oh, that's perfect.
Right, we just didn't use it because if you're using multiple microphones, you really need an audio interface of some kind.
Which are kind of expensive.
Yeah, you can get an XLR single channel or whatever it's called, single channel, double channel, whatever. The one where you can plug one XLR cable. You can get one of those for probably about $80 to $100.
Yeah, still kind of on the expensive side if you're if you're coming in with like $20, a half-eaten sandwich and a bag of chips and a dream.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, you can make a USB mic sound pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
if you ever want to if you ever decide like, okay, I would like to take this very seriously, XLR gives you the most room to like advance your tech in the future. But if your goal is to just, I'm going to try this for 6 months and see what's going on, you can get a USB mic and a pop filter, and you can still make that sound perfectly fine. Yeah, but if you want to, I would say if you want to like off-ramp into the future to doing other audio-related projects, you will want to get an audio interface with XLR, with an XLR plugin. But
also, I would recommend finding somebody who knows something about audio. And I promise you might actually know somebody and not even realize it. Mm-hmm. So find somebody that knows something about audio and ask them if they can give you any pointers or tips. Something like, we happen to have a listener in the early days of the podcast, like first 5 episodes, that just happened to be an audio engineer. And they helped us get a lot of our settings correct to where we weren't peaking and stuff too often. Because things like using a compressor, as it turns out, is pretty important. So, but yeah, that's the best thing I can recommend for a podcast. Is the number one thing is do your research. Oh, and the other most important thing of being a content creator at all, and this is not just podcasting, this is for anything. Find out what your schedule is. Do not make your schedule that you start with too overstrenuous. And stick to that schedule no matter what, just about. I think consistency, I heard this from Moist Critical a long time ago. He said it in either a video or a stream. And it has rang true for me and Caleb. And I think that it's very true and it works. Find your schedule. If you're streaming, pick what days you're going to stream and stick to that schedule as best as you can. If you're like us and you do a podcast, we release every Tuesday and every Friday, like clockwork, religiously.
I think we've in total missed 2 episodes, maybe?
I know that we took a week off one time.
Yeah.
And we've taken a couple episodes off in the last month for various reasons.
Yeah.
I've worked 25 hours over the last couple of days.
Yeah. So we almost didn't have this one.
Right. We're recording after midnight, and the episode goes up in like 7 hours.
Yeah.
So, poor Caleb's gonna be up till 3 a.m. editing.
Probably.
Yeah. But the point is, once you pick that schedule, be devoted to it, and just make it a part of your regular, like, weekly schedule, because viewers and listeners are gonna come back to that consistency. And to me, every podcast that I listen to, that I actually stick around with and listen to regularly, releases on a set schedule. I know what time and what days those episodes release, and I come back constantly. So a schedule is so important, especially with podcasts, but really with everything.
I agree. As someone who uploads on an incredibly regular schedule, I think it's extremely important. But I don't know. That's a very inspiring way to look at that. I think you should all take Sonny and Caleb's advice. That's amazing.
Also, I hate to keep coming back to this, but it's something I actually think about a lot. I would say also, the reason that I say don't pick a schedule that's too strenuous, you might think, we were trying to decide between 2 days a week and 3 days a week. We went with 2, and sometimes I wish we did 1. And that's not to say that I don't like doing the podcast, because I love this podcast. I like the podcast more than I like the game at this point, and I love Yu-Gi-Oh! But sometimes it can be, with all the other hectic parts of life going on, the podcast can be a lot to handle. I put in 50 to 60 hours a week most weeks at my actual job, and then I get off and I put in another probably 20 hours a week dealing with podcast related things, at least. So be cognizant of what you're getting into, but don't be scared off either, because we kind of jumped in at the deep end. I ordered hundreds of dollars of audio equipment, and we were in it like 3 months, and I started a Discord server, and I am a nut job that dove in on the deep end. So you don't have to do what I did, but I would say that do your research. That's the number one thing. Okay, I'm done with this. I'm sorry. What do you think of the top 10 decks to play in the format so far? 10 is a lot. I'll do 5 though.
Do your 5, and I might have 5 to add on to that.
I'll do them in no particular order at all. So Nats is this weekend, and I think 5 of the best decks that we see at Nats are Synchro, Punk, Therian,
Pile
thing, like Adventure, Punk, Therian, Synchro, Pile thing. Sword Soul, the Despia deck. I think Earth Machine with the Therian package is very cool. And I think that, let me think about this, the Plant deck is really cool and pretty good. I don't know if it's like top 10 decks in the format, but it's really cool.
Oh yeah. I would add Salad and Marincess.
Oh yeah, those are both good.
Marincess, entirely because the new support they got in the new set was amazing. And there's also that surprise factor, because not a lot of people actively know what the deck does.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, if your opponent only has one hand trap, and they don't have a way to out your board just immediately, they're in for a rough time.
Right.
On my 2 cents, I think all of those decks are really cool.
We need a 3 more spot.
But I think the sleeper. I think the thing is, I think the Artifact Scythe deck actually could be really good this format.
We only needed 3.
I think we are going to be honest with you, just the way the format has been developed, I think Nationals. I am making this prediction right now. I think 50% of the decks in Top Cut will be playing Artifact Scythe.
I think is like bold, but at the same time, it's like it's not even that bold.
Unironically, I think the Punk Pile deck will probably see a lot of success just because it can finagle its way to Scythe, and I think if enough people are on it, die rolls will ding in. Less people will be playing DD Crow because Despia has fallen out of favor, and that means there are way less cards that can counter Scythe.
Yes.
So I think the best deck in the format is Artifact Scythe.
All right. Let's try to hit 1 or 2 more. So, what is the best unplanned combo we have pulled off to win a match? Honestly, I've had so many weird combo lines and weird things that I've done. I can't come up with any off the top of my head.
I have a good one from a friend.
Sure, let's hear it.
I think that's this. So this comes from Kelly from the Shiggy server. She is an excellent judge, but she was playing against Charlie Futch. For those of you who don't know, Charlie Futch is a pretty good player. And Charlie Futch was on Sword Soul, and so Kelly had set up a big lock or whatever, and had passed, right? Sure. So Charlie Futch goes, and he special summons Vishuda, and then he just sits and looks at his hand for a second, and he's thinking for 2 minutes, and then finally he finally just goes, "Oh, I got it." He tribute summons Vishuda, and normal summons Psyframe Driver. Special summons Tenyi Spirit Adhara, and synchros the Driver and the Adhara into Yazi.
Yes.
Yazi into full combo OTK.
I have done that before.
Yeah. So that's one. I think that one's pretty good.
And then you can use the Vishuda after you tribute summon Driver. You can use the Vishuda to mount the threat before you synchro into Yazi.
Yes. So, moral of the story is Sword Soul players should be playing 3 copies of Psyframe Driver.
And 1 Gamma just to round out the package.
Exactly.
And 1 Delta, just cause.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think the closest thing I've ever come to it was I was playing Dino, and I went normal summon, Oviraptor, Lost World, Ovir1, Lost World 2. My opponent went Veiler. And I went, uh-oh. And I sat there and looked at my hand and went, wait a minute. This is the first time I'm playing this card, by the way. It's the first duel that I've played with Token Collector. I was like, wait a second. And I just went Token Collector, went into full combo and won.
Yep.
That was against me and Empire.
Yes. There used to be really funny plays you could do with Lost World Token Collector. Because a lot of Dino extra decks play number 60 Dugar as the Timeless, you could still do the full Synchro Dino combo if you got hit with Veiler or Imperm on your Overwrapper of OB Lost World if you had Token Collector, because you could overlay the Token Collector and the Overraptor into Dugares. Dugares detach 2 to summon back the Overraptor. Since that Overraptor is no longer being negated by the Veiler or Imperm, you can use the second effect to target the token to revive a different dinosaur.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep. I won a lot of locals with that play. It's nasty.
All right, and we'll do one last question. Rankings for weakest to strongest Straw Hat characters. There's a lot of characters. I'm not doing all the characters. I'll do a quick, very quick, strongest to weakest of the Straw Hat crew members.
Wait, pre to your time skip or post to your time skip?
I'm gonna do post to your time skip, just where I'm at right now, which is Whole Cake Island. I'll do Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Frankie, Usopp, Nami. Oh wait, Jinbei's. Hold on, wait. Luffy, Zoro, Jinbei, Sanji, then probably Frankie, then Usopp, then Nami, Robin, Chopper. Did I miss anybody?
Yeah, Brooke.
Oh, Brooke.
Soul King Brooke, man.
Brooke falls above Frankie, so Brooke would be 5.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's in between Frankie and Usopp. So
Yeah.
Brooke
Okay.
is 6.
So, okay, since you did post, I'll do pre to your time skip.
Oh, it's a very different list pre-time.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And there's no Jinbei.
Yeah. So this is like,
No, you know what? You can still put Jinbei on the list. Well, he's broken. Go ahead.
if I would, he'd be number 1, and that's stupid.
That's true.
Okay, so first off, you have the top 3, who I like to call the A team, which is Luffy, Zoro, Sanji.
Sure.
Then you have the B team, Frankie, Nico Robin, and Brooke,
Right.
in that order. And then you have the C team, which is Usopp, almost said Nico Robin again, Usopp, Nami, and Chopper.
Yeah. That's perfectly fair. As
Because
long as we can all agree that Chopper is the weakest.
I don't know. I think that Luffy guy is pretty cool.
Okay, from the one that agreed on One Piece mid.
listen, I love One Piece. It's in my top 5. It's kind of mid.
You're kind of mid. All right, that's it. That's all we have time for today. Thank you all so much for listening to today's episode of the Top Cut Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. Of course, we want to thank the sponsors again. Just one more time. Out the door. Just one real quick. Thank you to Millennium Threads again for sponsoring the podcast. Thank you to Dragon Shield, of course, and without a doubt, ETB Games in Alexandria, Louisiana. And of course, hey, if you listen to this on YouTube and you enjoyed it, then just subscribe. We need more. We need more of those. We were thinking about doing a giveaway at 1,000, but we're so far away. We need to get closer, break even, and announce it. So come on, help us out.
Before we can even start thinking about what we're giving away.
Right. So if you're on YouTube, please subscribe if you enjoyed it. If you're on Apple or Spotify and you're not already following us, go ahead, give us a quick follow. We really appreciate it. And if you want to do remote duel locals, they are in our Discord server. And follow us on Twitter if you're not already for some awesome giveaways and things like that. So with all that said, all we have left is SkyHawk. Where's the plug? What you got going on?
You can find me YouTube, GiantSkyHawk. There might be some Master Duel Fluffle content coming soon.
Ooh, where you upload regularly once or twice a year?
Exactly, yes. Although there may be new content from me coming soon. So you can follow me on Twitter at SkyHawk Sings. You can follow me on Twitch at SkyHawk Yu-Gi-Oh! And you may want to keep your eye on the Card Market Insight articles page in the coming weeks. And that is all I have for me. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Of course, we don't have to like say that you're coming on as a guest anymore. We just yelled to the birdhouse outside my house and was like, "Hey, come here!"
I'm the bird watcher expert for Top Cut Podcast News. Signing off.
Perfect, beautiful. With all that said, have a great weekend, everybody.
Take care, everybody.